My dear friends, today first reading it's quite interesting. How it happened at those days. Uh, Israel was battling against Philistines. They encamped in Ebenezer and Philistines encamped at Aphek. So in the battle, the Philistines drew up in line against Israel, and when the battle spread, Israel was defeated before the Philistines. And then what happened? Why the Lord has defeated us today before Philistines. Let us bring the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord here from Shiloh, that it may come among us and save us from the power of our enemies. You have to remember, this was a time where God's voice was shut up. They didn't hear the voice of God. There was no prophet until Samuel was appointed. And people begin to listen to Samuel. But then yet they were acting against the law. So simply the presence of God, which symbolizes Yasham, which symbolizes by the Ark of the Covenant, it does not mean the Ark is there, the Lord is going to protect you. Because he sometimes allows the defeat in your life. Because He wants you to teach a lesson, make you realize. So what happened? When the Ark of the Covenant was brought to the tent for the battlefield, all the Philistines were scared. And they were scared. So the people sent to Sheol and brought there from the Ark of Covenant of the Lord of hosts, who is enthroned on the cherubim. The two sons of Eli, the priest there, Hannah was praying in the temple, and Eli asked her, why are you praying? The priest's sons, they ate the offertory given to the Lord, and they were not acting according to the law of Moses, the covenant. They were against it. So that's exactly why. So simply you go against the Lord and you expect the Lord to protect you. What won't happen in your life? See, but all Israel gave mighty shout. As soon as the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord came into the camp, all Israel gave a mighty shout, so that earth resounded. As when the Philistines heard the noise of the shouting, they said, what does this great shouting in the camp of the Hebrews mean? And when they learned that the Ark of the Lord had come to the camp, the Philistines were afraid. And they said, a God has come into the camp. And they said, woe to us, for nothing like this has happened before. Woe to us. Who can deliver us from the power of these mighty gods? So they were scared. They knew the power of God, because these are the gods who struck the Egyptians with every sort of plague plague in the wilderness. Take courage and be men of Philistines, lest you become slaves to the Hebrews as they have been to you. A fight. Be men and fight. So the Philistines fought. Israel was defeated, and they fled every man into his home. And there was a very great slaughter. For 30,000 foot soldiers of Israel fell. And the Ark of God was captured. And the two sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas died. So it's a terrible thing in man's eyes. After bringing the ark to the presence, yet they were defeated. Even the ark was stolen. So it's points to ponder. Sometimes we believe we want God to be with us, to save us, to protect us. So you don't ask your relationship with Him. What is your relationship? If you read the whole chapter, you find why. They were against the law and simply shouting before the covenant. from simply being opportunistic in the dealings of the Lord. When you are in struggle, you get the help of the Lord, and when you are not, you just leave Him alone. No, let's be the leper. Let's be the person, the leper in the gospel, who went before the Lord. A leper came to Jesus, imploring Him, and kneeling, said to Him, "If you will, you can make me clean." See the prayer. He kneeled before the Lord. If you will, you can make me clean. If you will only. I mean, the kind of surrendering there. Leprosy is a terrible state. It's a dire state in a person's life in those times. So it's a state where you are not accepted by the society. You are simply cornered. They consider it's a curse of God, punishment of God. Now this person is coming before Jesus and just saying, "If you will, you can clean me. Even if you don't, it's okay. Yet you are my Lord. You are my Lord. You are my everything." It's beautiful the way the person surrendered before the Lord. My dear friends, you have to remember, God never intended pain in your life without meaning. God wants you to be free from every bondages. He wants you to be joyful in every dealing. So that's freedom. So see the word, moved with pity, He stretched out His hand and touched him. And He said to him, "I will be clean." So what happened to Israelites in the war with the Philistines? They just took the Lord as an advantage. For the moment, there was no personal relationship. They tried to use Him for their glory, for their victory. God is not ready to please you. He's not there to fulfill your whims and fancies. No. He wants you to surrender. Every pain, every struggle, He wants you to surrender. So it's Samuel. Only he appointed a new king, King Saul, and then David and Solomon. So a new era came with Solomon, with Samuel. So it's time, my dear friends. But then God had to make them realize that there is only one God. There's no other. So that pain, that killing, that massacre, that bloodshedding of blood taught them a lesson. So Jesus here stretched out His hand and touched him, and He said, "I will be clean." Immediately the leprosy left him. My dear friends, Jesus stretched out His hand and touched him. And you touching a person, especially a rabbi touching a leper, make you impure, unclean. So He simply touched him, and where He stretched His hand out, it's in the cross. He stretched His hand out and healed him. See the connection. So he was free. He was free, and he came to the society, and he was shouting and spreading the news, so that Jesus could no longer openly enter a town, but was out of desolate places. People were coming to him for every quarter. So he had to be isolated. This person was isolated, and he came to the society, but Jesus had to go out in isolation. So He bore the pain, and He freed him. With the wounds of the Lord, the wounds of the leper was healed. That's why He came to the world, to be with you. Just give your life to Him. Surrender your life to Him completely. Amen. May God bless you.